Jonah chapter 3, verses 1 to the first part of verse 3. And it says, Then the word of the Lord Yahweh came to Jonah the second time, saying, Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and call out against it the message that I tell you. And so Jonah arose and went to Nineveh, according to the word of the Lord Yahweh. Now verse 1 here in chapter 3 is worded almost identical to verse 1 of chapter 1. Jonah messed up the first time, but God has shown him mercy by giving him a second chance. So, we've come full circle to where Jonah started at the very beginning. Now, verse 2 of chapter 3 is also worded very similarly to verse 2 of chapter 1. As chapter 1, verse 2 tells us why Jonah was commanded to preach against the people of Nineveh, that is, their evil had gone up before the Lord Yahweh. As chapter 1, verse 2 tells us why he was commanded to preach against the people, verse 2 of chapter 3 instead tells us how he should preach to them. He was to say to them exactly what God wanted him to say. Yet altogether, the main point of verses 1 and 2 in chapter 3 here is to show that God is providing Jonah a second opportunity to get something right that he messed up the first time. Jonah does seem to learn from his mistake, at least to some extent. Instead of him getting up to flee in the opposite direction, now he gets up and goes to the place that the Lord Yahweh told him to go. Sometimes God gives us second chances to obey a previous assignment, and sometimes he doesn't. But when he does, may he give us the wisdom to learn from our mistakes and to make the right decisions. Can you think of a time when God was gracious enough to give you a second chance? As you meditate on this passage, I want you to think about how God is very patient, but I should never take advantage of it. Think about that throughout your day. And as you respond to prayer in this passage, or to this passage, tell God that you like his patience. This is praise. And ask God to give you the wisdom to follow him, that is, to trust and obey him, especially during a second chance. And step out in faith. If you see an opportunity today to make something right from a previous mistake, then make it right.